Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and enjoy the content as we grow the platform. Shout out to All Asian Dilemmas once more. I just love this channel and I just love the way they do the reviews or interview these women with how they feel, what's going on in their country. But what's going on right now is Russian women are pouring in to China and cleaning up the marriage market. These Russian women are coming over to marry the local Chinese men, and the Chinese women are pissed off about it because the women that are coming from next door are not requiring dowry fees. But the question is, what do they require? I mean, whoever a man marries, the man in the marriage usually is going to be financially responsible for the relationship to begin with. So is this really a good solution to find women that don't require dowry fees to settle down with? Let's check out how the locals feel about this.
On the internet, it's common to see many men complaining about women, saying that they are gold diggers, demanding, and so on. And there are also many women complaining about men, calling them trash boys and bad-mouthing them in videos.
And those are the men that they go after in their youngin' years. Their best years, their prime years, they go for the bad boys. And then they go on local social media to complain about it. And the men are doing the same thing. Let's not get it twisted. Both men and women are on the internet complaining about the same exact men and women that they're dating at the same time they're complaining about them. So at the end of the day, 90% of the problems are your own fault. So why complain about your problems when you created them in the first place?
Of course, these videos usually tell the truth, but you know how it is. Let me tell you who's making these complaints. Let me tell you something I saw. It was supposed to be just another blind date event, but every time I participate, I get more and more shocked by what's going on. Chinese men, instead of trying to get to know women from their own culture, seem to be completely fascinated by Russian women. And it's almost a funny scene. These men circle around these women like a pack of dogs in heat.
I'm telling you, it's all about that blonde hair and blue eyes. I just seen an angel. She was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Anastasia. Girl, I'm about to marry you. Let me go out and buy a ring right now. I just turned into a simp. One look at her and I just turned into a beta male simp. I'm gonna go out and buy a $5,000 ring. No, I'm gonna buy you a $20,000 ring. I'm just gonna max my credit card out. I'm gonna be with this woman the rest of my life because she's so beautiful. Our kids are just gonna
all trying to impress them. They offer themselves, try to please, but in reality, the women don't even care. At one of these events, a Russian woman was surrounded by about 10 men, while a Chinese woman, way in the back, all alone, observed everything with no interest. I couldn't take it anymore and lost my patience. I started shouting, saying how naive Chinese men are. Just because these women don't ask for an engagement ring doesn't mean they're cheaper or have less value. They never stop to think about what they're doing. And speaking of that, on the internet, it's common to see many men complaining about women, saying they are gold diggers, demanding, and so on.
Are these the broke boys calling women gold diggers? Because see, when men call women gold diggers and say that all they want is money out of men, they lash back at these men calling them broke. But then in reality, it's like they're still dealing with guys that are damn near homeless, giving up all their time to them when a man of value and purpose has his life together, and these same women that are dealing with those guys won't give them time of the day. So they still want to have fun with the bad boys and the broke boys, and they just get pissed off when they're criticized by guys that have their stuff together.
And of course, there are many women complaining about men too, calling them trash boys and bad-mouthing them in videos. And yes, these videos usually tell the truth, but have you noticed that it's always the same people who complain the most? You know, it's like my brother. Recently, he posted something on social media saying, "Women only want men to spend money, as if they can't even buy me a cigarette." And then, with a straight face, he asked for $2,000 to take his girlfriend to Disneyland. How embarrassing, right?
Well, I mean, it's not embarrassing. It's just that he didn't have the money. So he asked his loving sister for some money.
My brother is a trash boy.
Oh.
He always says, "Oh, women are so demanding, so annoying, so dramatic."
I ain't gonna lie, I'd be crushed if my sister said that about me. I'm like, damn. I mean, I'm your flesh and blood, and you're gonna say I'm trash? Damn.
He never stopped flirting with other girls. Never. He's exactly that, a trash boy.
Damn.
He's always saying that women are difficult, but guess what? He's never been alone. He chases multiple girls at the same time. And that's how he lives.
So he's a pookie. Her brother is a pookie. But these same guys, I bet you she wants one of those. She wants a guy, she's dealing with a guy that's just like her brother. That she's not gonna say.
So, don't be fooled by the women who talk badly about men on the internet. Let me tell you, those who complain about men and criticize them, many of these women have several ex-boyfriends in their phone contact list, waiting for the right moment to replace them. You know what they're doing? They are lowering the competition. I'll tell you, even though women sometimes complain about men, like I've also talked about my dirty dad, if I didn't walk away from him, it's because he has qualities that outweigh his flaws. I benefit from that. No matter how much I complain, I still take advantage. That's the truth. Now, think with me. When a man talks bad about a woman but doesn't leave her, there's a reason for that. They're discouraging the competition, those who haven't experienced what they did, to push other women away.
So basically what she's saying is the guys that are complaining about their women or woman, whoever they're married to, girlfriend, whatever, they'll talk bad to other men that they know about their girlfriend. So then they'll get ideas that they don't want them no more. I mean, you're going to know other guys that want your girl always. But if I talk bad to other guys about my girlfriend, they're not going to want her. Yeah, a lot of dudes are jealous about their girl. Like, they just can't see themselves break up with the girl and see them with somebody else besides themselves. A lot of guys are like that. They're not going to say that. But that's why a lot of guys won't break up. They don't have the balls to break up with their girlfriend like that because they're too jealous to see them move on with another guy.
They do this because, deep down, they don't want to lose the woman. So, they try to convince others that she's difficult or problematic. In the end, they just want to eliminate the competition. Now, tell me, have you seen if those who complain have separated? Divorced? Or after the divorce, remarried?
Well, see, there's levels to it. If these guys are actually married to the woman that they're complaining to everybody else about, you got to remember, it costs money to get divorced. And a lot of times, a lot of men end up going broke and losing a lot of their stuff when a divorce is finalized. So it's cheaper to keep her. Supposed to be cheaper to keep her. God forbid any children are involved in that marriage, but yeah, it's just cheaper to keep her. Maybe there's too much invested. It's like everything gets split up when a divorce is settled. So you really have to be financially secured or well off. Like, you have to be well invested, but then you could lose all that too. That's not guaranteed. Your investment is not going to save you after a divorce. You might still end up homeless.
Or after a breakup, got with someone else? They keep going. They always keep going. That's how it works. Now, those who don't complain probably aren't afraid of whatever comes next. They face what's ahead without fear. What I want to express in this video is, don't just listen to what others say. Go live your own experience, like a life lesson. If it doesn't work out, you can go back. Worst case scenario, you end it. And then, what happens? You start over. Simple as that.
I mean, she ain't a jaw dropper, but this woman makes a lot of sense. She's cool in my books. You can't always go by looks. She's cool in my book, and what I'm saying is, yeah, you have to have abundance. It's like whoever you're dating or in a relationship with, you have to tell yourself that this is not going to be the last person that you kiss or have sex with or be in a relationship with. You have to look at it like that. Like, yeah, I'm with her for now, but, you know, always keep one eye open like CBS, Eyewitness, and just remember, this ain't going to be the last girl that you're going to be with.
I'll tell you, many of your competitors are demotivating you, trying to scare you and discourage you. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people like that. They try to take away your motivation, but in the end, the one who will decide is you.
Anastasia.
Why do so many Russian women want to marry Chinese men? Hello everyone, my name is Naz, and I'm a Russian wife living in...
Nas, and not the rapper. She don't even spell it the same. The Nas the rapper, he spells it Nas. But this girl is NAZ, and she lives in China. And look at her clothing. It almost matches her skin. That's kind of freaky. But she look good in it. Okay, Anastasia.
In China. The first reason is that China is developing very fast. When I arrived here 6 months ago, I could hardly believe it. China is completely different from what we imagined. Even in the few years I've lived here, the country has grown tremendously. So, many Russian women come to China and simply don't want to leave, just like me. The second reason is that there are many men in China, but few in Russia. If we look at the ratio in Russia, there are about 10 women for every man. Because of this, I have many friends who are still unmarried and don't have children. So many Russian women seek Chinese partners, and I think this is a great thing. Many of them even look for boyfriends on Chinese websites.
Whoa.
So, if you haven't found your soulmate yet, you still have a chance. Don't give up. The third reason is that our countries are neighbors and have a good relationship. The Chinese welcome Russians, and Russians also like the Chinese. Because of this, many Russian women feel comfortable looking for a husband in China. The fourth reason is that Chinese husbands are known for being very loving and caring toward their wives, and this is true. In Russia, it's very rare to see a man who truly takes care of his wife.
I mean, shit, it's like that across all cultures in different countries. So that's kind of bullshit right there. Baby girl tripping. Maybe she had a little bit too much to drink before she recorded this. But, yeah, it's like, I've heard the opposite. I heard Chinese guys are very harsh towards their women. I mean, if they're telling them to their face they're too old, they're too this and that, yeah, good luck with that. So that's why they end up with these girls, or maybe they just didn't have the financial needs. That's why a lot of their women are too picky. And a lot of Chinese women are complaining about they're always being called leftovers and criticized by Chinese men. Whatever.
Some time ago, I went to a cafe and saw a couple. The woman was from Belarus, and the man was Chinese. This Chinese husband made tea for her, fed her with a spoon, and took care of her so gently. I thought it was incredibly romantic. On top of that, Chinese husbands help with household chores and taking care of the children. They do this very well. And what woman doesn't love a caring man who gives flowers and takes care of her?
Wait a minute. Is she talking about a 50-50 relationship? That's forbidden with most women. Most women don't want to do the 50-50. Maybe these women will. We'll find out.
That's why more and more Russian women want to come to China and find a Chinese husband.
To each his own.
引进大量外国女
Bringing a large number of
Now she's my type right there. All right. Fly her out to SFO. I go get her in the next hour right now. Y'all playing games. I ain't got nothing to lose. I got a job. I have an excellent one-bedroom apartment in the burbs. Bring baby girl to me.
foreign women to marry in China is a way to save China. Foreign girls are rushing into China's marriage market with zero dowry. The men are happy, but the mothers-in-law are not pleased.
That's the part I want to hear. What about each other's family? What about the language barriers, the cultural differences, and all that? See, that's part 2.
Recently, the topic of international marriages has suddenly become very popular, and the mothers-in-law have been leaving comments. They say it's destroying the market economy, but it's true that some foreign brides marrying Chinese men don't ask for a single penny of dowry. If you don't demand a car, a house, or savings, Chinese bachelors are really lucky. The mothers-in-law feel that these foreign women are disrupting the marriage market and are
What?
strongly opposed to it. Now, the mothers-in-law and the bachelors are divided into 2 camps, one in favor and the other against. So, unmarried guys, you are definitely in favor because Chinese women today demand dowries in the hundreds of thousands, while foreign brides don't ask for anything. Is this also related to the fact that there are more men than women in China? On the one hand, as women's status improves, more and more women are starting to pursue an independent and autonomous life.
Because they have the funds to do that. But see, with all this success and independence, they feel that it's all pointless because they don't have anybody to share it with. So They want all this independence and success, but then they realize it wasn't even worth it because they don't have anybody to share it with. And then they grow old, they're complaining, etc., etc. I'm like, well, these are the life choices that you made. So people should stop feeling sorry for these women that are highly independent and successful. I don't feel sorry for them. I'm like, you made this choice. But baby girl is fine though.
They are no longer willing to sacrifice their own economic requirements for the man's financial situation for marriage, as these demands are too high. This has led to many men being unable to marry. But what about foreign women? Especially those from economically underdeveloped countries, they value the hard work, progress, and sense of responsibility of Chinese men, rather than an excessive pursuit of material conditions. Of course, this doesn't mean that all Chinese men are willing to marry foreign women. Everyone's views are different, but in any case, the influx of foreign women offers Chinese men more options and possibilities. The idea of bringing a large number of foreign women to marry in China? It's not necessarily accurate.
Nope.
International marriage is a combination of personal emotions and various factors between individuals, but there are still many people who raise doubts, concerned that such marriages may face various problems, such as cultural differences, language barriers, different living habits, which could lead to an unhappy marriage and eventually cause some social conflicts.
See? So it's not all candy and roses, because you still have to learn each other's cultural differences and lifestyle. I might like driving around in Lamborghini trucks, and you like driving around in Honda Civics. I mean, Honda Civic's a good car for a single person, but usually when men marry women, the women will encourage them to get a better car. Just more expensive shit. So when men get married, more than likely they're going to end up spending more money than they did when they were single. I mean, most women aren't frugal with money, so that's why these dowry fees are necessary to begin with. Because not only do you have to provide for her, you have to provide for your in-laws too. At least that's what's expected. That's just like me. I live in the West Coast, the Western world, California, and living in the Bay Area, you're surrounded by a lot of Filipinos. So if you're dealing with Filipino women, and you get married to a Filipino, more than likely you're going to be sending money back home to the villages. Yeah. See, a lot of people don't look at it that way. A lot of people think that they have game, they have mouthpiece, they can get these women for free. Women ain't free, bruh. Well, when guys talking about they got all these women, they didn't have to spend money for them. They never been in a serious relationship, let alone they never lived with a woman.
So, friends in front of the screen, do you think these concerns are a bit unnecessary? What are your thoughts on today's topic?
Today's topic, you fine. Fly your fine ass out to SFO. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. This was another fun one. This was going to be a banger. I know. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hit the notification bell. I hope everyone has a happy Thursday, wherever you at in the time zone in the world. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.